Hi, it's Josie, and today I'd like to work on Rebel actually, so I thought I might as well film it. He's just been getting a little less in front of my leg and a little more sluggish. And as you can see now, he's already slowing down, and I have not given him a slow down aid. The horse is supposed to go in the gait you set him in and at the speed you set him at until you tell him otherwise. That doesn't mean that your horse is just going to forever go at the one pace. All of my horses do need a gentle reminder to go forward. But when you're reminding them every couple of steps that they need to keep going, that's a horse that's behind your leg or not forward. So today Rebel is going to learn a little bit more about going back to where he used to be, which was quite forward. He's had holidays, he's a bit stodgy, so that's what we're going to do. Now I've literally just got on him, so it starts in the walk. So how this will work is I'll put my leg on and I'll ask Rebel to go forward, even though he's good boy. Even though he's just free walking here, he can still be marching, which he isn't. I want a real march from him, some energy. If you're trying to get your horse on the bit, no use even bothering to try until you've got him forward in front of the leg. So I'm going to try and show you how that works today, because I can tell that Rebel's going to be a little bit stodgy. So he has to actually have a little bit more energy in the walk. So I ask him to go, and if he doesn't go, I'm going to give him a little tap with the spur. So a bit of leg there, but he went, good boy. So I need to concentrate, we all need to concentrate when we're riding our horse, but I'm just feeling, and I'm going to stop looking at the camera because it actually changes my position in the saddle. So my seat is just going as he's walking, and that should be enough to keep him walking. Is this a forward enough walk? I don't think so. So I'm going to ask him to go a little bit more forward. You'll see in the beginning, and particularly if you're on a young or a green horse or a horse who hasn't done this, they'll often go a bit faster. Forward isn't faster, but sometimes you need a bit of faster to get forward. That's actually a better walk from Rebel now. I'm a bit happier with that walk. There is no contact because I've literally just got on him, and I wanted to show you what he does of his own accord. So my seat is just swinging underneath him. Good boy. As he steps and as his back sends me forward, I allow my seat to go forward with it, and that's part of the momentum. In the very beginning, when you're working on having a horse forward and you're looking for a contact, there is a difference between contact and a horse on the bit, okay? You can have contact with a horse and not have him on the bit, but you can't have a horse on the bit without contact. So now I'm just going to gently pick my reins up, and I'm going to pretend that they're made of a silk thread so that I can feel the bit, and if I pull too hard, he's slowing down, so I'm going to send him forward, because if I allow him to slow down from that, he's actually going to come back behind it and I won't be able to touch the bit. So I'm just touching it and I'm following wherever his head goes. He can go where he likes, I don't care. I'm trying to keep a very light, even feel. And I honestly used to think, and I guess I don't think of it anymore, but I used to in the beginning, I'd imagine that I had two threads in my hands and I wasn't allowed to break them. So he has to go, and the more, see, he's slowing down again, so he will get a little, thank you, good boy, because I give him a little seat aid and a little leg aid, and I'm getting absolutely no response. He's not in front of my aid, good boy. So circles aren't so good if you're trying to get a horse to go forward. Nice long straight lines. So his walk's better now, and I actually have a nicer feel on his mouth. It's still the lightest possible feel, and my hands are following. I hope you can see that. As his nose goes forward, my hands go forward, because if I hit this, I'm going to break that thread if I just stop my hands from following the mouth. Good boy. Now we don't worry where his head is. I don't care if it's up here. If it comes up here, I'm going to try to keep the feel the same on the reins no matter where his head is. This requires you to have a good core, good seat and good balance. So if you don't have them, in all honesty, go and work on them, because you're never going to get a horse on the bit properly unless you can actually keep your hands nice and still and follow a horse. All right, so I'm happy with this walk. He's back with his head a little bit, but that's okay. I'll send him a little bit more forward. Come on, that's a boy. Good boy. And you'll see, yeah, as he went forward there, he dropped his head. My hand might come a little wider on the inside just to bring him around, and if I start to lose the feel on the rein, but my hands don't come backwards. I'm not perfect, they do sometimes, but my aim is just to bring them wider and then they come back onto the neck. So I'm going to just work on this until I've got him nicely forward into the contact. He's not on the bit as such, but I have a nice contact here. He's got to walk forward. As soon as he starts to get stodgy, he backs off of that contact. Now you do have to have your reins long enough, short enough, sorry. You do have to have your reins short enough that you can get a contact, because if I was holding back here, there is no contact. And he can go looking for it and it's not there. So here he's slowing down again, leg on, and I really didn't get a response, so I will correct him. Now, the one thing I forgot to tell you was that when you correct your horse, you need to go back and ask for a soft aid. So I'm going to pop a soft aid on, and let's see if he goes forward a bit from it. Okay, are you ready? Now, yes, he did. Good boy. Okay. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. No. Okay, so nice long straight line to get him to go forward. So I have got a video and I'll link it up here. It's what I did when he was really green. And this is the same stuff. I'm just going back to it because he's just decided to lag behind my leg again. So I'm going back to the basics to check. So now I've got him walking nicely forward. As you can see, he's nice and active. And I've got a really nice light feel. Now he's coming back at me, so I don't pull my hands back. I actually send him forward. Come on. No, I don't want him to try. I actually want to get him back into the bridle, back into the contact. Good boy. Okay, so now I have a nice one. I'm going to ask him to go off in trot, trying to keep the contact as light as it was there, which was very nice, actually. Good boy. So I'm just following him. I'm using all my core strength to keep myself central in the saddle. He's not quite forward enough yet there, because see, he's coming back. He's not happy. I don't care. When he goes, yeah, that's when I stopped with the leg aid. He's coming back at me again. Come on. Come on, he needs to go forward. I can't get any contact on him. Good, if he's not forward. So I don't worry about his head coming back at me. I'm just saying, good boy. And then the minute he goes forward and reaches out a bit, come on. Come on. I want to leave him in peace. Good, now I've got a nice feel in my hand. Good boy. Good boy. Nice feel. I'm doing long lines here because my horse isn't forward. Hands are still, hopefully. Don't care that he's up. I've still got the same feel on the rein, even though his nose is poking and twisting a bit. Come on, come on. Not canter. Good. That's a boy. So if he's just coming up. That's a boy. Good, 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 good. I'm indicating with my ring finger on the inside for him to come around. Good. Legs are quiet. Rising. I want him a little bit more forward. Okay. Good. 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 Carrying my hands out like I've got a tray there. I'm offering him the bit. Good. Head's back at me. As soon as his head comes up, I'm sending him there forward. It's really hard as human beings. We do everything with our hands, and all you want to do here is go, put your head down. That don't work. Well, it does, but they end up behind the bridle and not in on the bit. They're actually behind it. Come on, go. He's not going. There he went, good boy. So I haven't asked him to come on the bit yet. I literally am just following him with my hands. If I actually asked him to come on the bit, he would either hollow and come behind it, like he's doing there, or he would go in what most people would think was a round frame, but he's not into the bridle. Good boy. Let's go. I want a little bit more forward. That's a boy. Turn, yep, good boy. Boy. Good boy. Okay. Good. Sorry. Good. 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 Good boy. Good. Leg on and go. Yes, that was very good. So now this horse is going on his own steam here. I'm not having to tell him. He's keeping this space. So now I'm going to work a little, ask him to come on the bit. So what I'm going to do is give him a little squeeze with my legs as he goes forward. Just squeeze my ring finger because I've got the contact already. Ask him to come to the inside. Good. Good. Whoops. My fault. So ask him to go a bit. Yeah, there. And all I did was close my ring finger like the tiniest bit. That's a good boy. Good boy. And again, ask him to bend to the inside. Yeah. Outside elbows by my hip so that he comes around off that outside rein. Good. Hands are out here, holding the bit for want of a better way to explain it. Good. I should be able to sit on him. Yeah, good. And now I'll pull my tummy in and ask him to do a down transition from the seat. Good boy. So that's how you start a horse. First you have to be able to feel the bit in his mouth, touch it. It's not even, honestly, it's the lightest contact. It's actually how your horse learns. That's what they call when they say acceptance of the bit. The horse accepts and accepts you touching it. Be really honest with yourself though. If you don't have a balanced seat and your hands are going all over the place, your horse is never going to want to go to that bit because you will be forever bumping on his mouth. And that's okay, we were all there once, well I certainly was, but I went and did exercises to help my seat. I'll link them up here, do them, you'll be very surprised at how much they will help you get a secure seat, and then you'll be able to do this. Hope you enjoyed that. It's hard work by the way, it takes a lot of core strength. Boy.